Long ago, magical forces of destruction rained chaos upon the land. Some survivors found a safe haven, a secret place where magic was dampened. A forest of stone trees that seemed to repel the worst evils of the Rune Wars. Safe at last, it was here that these refugees founded Demacia. They harvested petricite and built cities that would keep everyone safe from the magical horrors outside their walls. Here, magic was harnessed for good. Mages used their powers to make the city stronger. The winged protectors were venerated for using magic to shield the city. Their wings still decorate Demacia's walls. But over time, history was rewritten. Those in power harnessed fear, blaming the Rune Wars on magic itself.
Long ago in Runeterra, the twin sisters Kayle and Morgana were born on Mount Targon during the height of the Rune Wars. Joined hand in hand by the humble man Kayle and Morgana, their mother, who ascended to the aspect of justice while pregnant. As Morgana's celestial power began to overshadow her personality, Kayle feared what she was becoming and fled Targon with their daughters to safety, sailing to the land that would become known as Demacia. The sisters grew with distinct and clashing personalities. Morgana empathized with the refugees, while Kayle argued for the laws meant to protect people. One fateful day, Morgana's sword fell from the sky, splitting into two, and feathered wings burst from the sisters' backs, confirming the celestial magic within them. Kayle felt a connection to her mother, while Morgana resented her gifts. When the settlement was attacked, Kayle focused on the front line while Morgana discovered a hidden enemy within the city, leading to a rift between them. Since that day, they were named as the Winged Protectors. Toward the city of Grand Zephyra, an army of hate descended upon the land, its dark presence casted a shadow over the frightened populace. But amidst the chaos, the Winged Protectors swiftly rose, their majestic forms cutting through the tumultuous skies to offer aid to those in need. Kayle fell upon the screaming host, her blade ablaze with righteous fury and stained with the blood of their malevolence. But Morgana saw what Kayle had not. A secret force within the city. Zephyra's people cried out for aid, and Morgana descended in response. Morgana heeded not her cries, her powers bent to shield those within. Morgana channeled her abilities to safeguard the vulnerable. Zephyra endured, but much was lost, one sister's love, one sister's hope. Each saw through a glass, darkly, a failing in the other, a fatal flaw. In the aftermath of her wrath, Kayle founded an order at Silvermere's Peak, where she fervently hunted rebels. Kayle allowed Morgana to rehabilitate wrongdoers who appeared humble enough to admit their guilt. However, dissent brewed within the order, particularly from Ronas, an ardent follower of Kayle's. When Kayle ventured to bring justice to a distant kingdom, Ronas and others sought to arrest Morgana and her followers. To protect her kin, Morgana conjured chains of magical fire, binding Ronas until he fell lifeless. His demise ignited an uproar among the settlement, plunging it into chaos. Upon learning of the events, Kayle's wrath surged. With divine power, she unleashed fire upon the sinners and Rona's killer. Morgana, confronted by her enraged sister, took to the skies, initiating a cataclysmic duel. Their clash ravaged the landscape, claiming lives unknowingly. Kayle and Morgana. Sisters no longer, enemies eternal. On wings of gold and jet, they fought. Their mother's blades clashed in fury, clouds aflame with fire and ruin. As their battle raged on, their father's agonizing cries pierced through the chaos, stunning them both into halting their conflict. Mortally wounded, their father laid below. Morgana threw her sword towards Kayle before descending down to their father. Morgana knelt amidst the battlefield's carnage, her heart heavy with the weight of battle's sorrow. Her wings, once symbols of celestial grace, now felt like burdens tethering her to a past wrought with anguish and regret. In a sea of tears and curses, Morgana mourned, questioning the righteousness of their celestial heritage. In a moment of clarity, Morgana recognized the insidious force manipulating the conflict from the shadows. With grim determination, she bound her dark feathers tightly, the chains serving as both a physical restraint and a symbol of her resolve. And she vanished through the mists of time. In Morgana's face, Kayle had glimpsed her own reflection, a reminder of their shared lineage and fractured bond. Celestial glory tainted by mortal strife. Meanwhile, Kayle kept silent, grabbed Morgana's sword, and thought about the senseless violence that had overtaken the city on this day. Torn between duty and emotion, she cried for her loss as she soared into the heavens and flew to Mount Targon to find her mother. There, she swore that she would not allow emotions to dominate her. Leaving Demacia to stand at her mother's side, Kayle sought perfect celestial clarity on Targon. Despite her absence from Demacia for many centuries, her influence endured, inspiring the culture, law, and architecture of the kingdom. Many prayed to the protector in times of chaos, hoping for her return, while some prayed that such a day would never come. While Morgana remained only as myth, veiled in secrets and hidden shadows. Yet the legacy of Kayle burned bright, and whispers of her return echoed on the wind. As Demacia prayed for salvation, only time would reveal if the sisters would reunite once again.